everybody. Welcome to Around the Block on this Wednesday. We're halfway through the work week.
Yay!
My microphone's all the way over here.
What'd you say?
Couldn't hear you.
We're happy you're here. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it's a good Wednesday so far. Wednesdays are always fun.
So that means you're halfway through.
Yeah.
Halfway through the work week.
Thank
Getting
you.
there.
John Bon Jovi. Halfway there.
Oh, hi.
halfway there. Love that song. I love Bon Jovi.
Oh, wait. Oh, that's Living on a Prayer.
Same thing.
It's the same thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was about to say.
Yeah, he just made that lyric.
Okay. Okay. I was like, it's been a minute.
Okay, Aiden, why are you wearing your Thunder shirt today?
Is it, I mean, just for fun, honestly.
celebration?
In celebration of our win, obviously, yes.
Yeah,
Who did we play last night?
The Magic.
Oh, see, I was tricking
You're
you.
testing me? Okay.
Who did we play tonight?
Who did we play tonight? The Spurs.
Oh, look at you. Even
I got a sports show that goes on at 3, Adria. Come on now.
the test. I know,
You
right?
can't trick me. I got this.
Hey, there was a little bit of worry though last night that SGA wasn't going to hit his 20-point game winning streak
Well.
because he's like 5 away from breaking Will Chamberlain's
We're at
record.
119 then?
Yeah,
Okay.
or 119 or 120 or 120.
I believe the record's 126.
Yeah, 126 is, but I think he's at 121. now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be the math. Yep, no, 5
Yeah.
away. Okay, yeah, no, I did my math wrong. I apologize.
You know, it's okay. I'm excited. I know he can do it because I think he shot like a free throw with like 2 minutes or so left to go. And they were like, oh, thank goodness he made that because the streak is alive.
Streak is alive.
So, sorry, Heather.
Hey, Lauren.
Yeah.
Lauren, what are you dancing for?
About my story today.
Okay, come tell us about it. Because everybody wants to know why you're dancing. Come here.
Did she pass by us
Lauren, this
dancing?
is Lauren Henry. Yeah, she's dancing right behind Aiden's head. Come here, girlfriend.
Gosh, I didn't even
Come
know.
get this
Come
shot.
here.
Come get this shot.
Hi,
Okay,
everyone.
look right here.
Okay.
Tell us why you were dancing, which was super cute, by the way.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Well, we have a really interesting story today, and we've been following reports about Vesta Realty, and we got a really big lead, it seems like.
Oh, okay.
Hey, look at you.
We're going to go do an interview and hopefully bring that to you guys tonight.
Maybe get residents water
Look
turned
at
back
you
on.
scoring a
Hopefully.
good.
Yeah.
a good
That's
girl.
awesome. And that just goes to show that truly journalists do care, do have true
Very much
feelings
so.
about their stories. Her dancing in the background is proof of that. I love that.
Yeah,
love it
good
too.
job. And your
Well,
hair is adorbs today. I love it.
Casual today.
You
I
look
woke up a little-
cute.
So cute.
Okay, well, I'll let you guys go. Thank
Hey,
you for having me
congrats. Congrats.
Have fun today.
Bye.
Let's give her a quick round of applause.
Yes, yes.
Lauren Henry, everyone, for the win.
She's the cutest thing in the
She
whole
is,
wide world. I just absolutely adore
Love
her.
our reporters. But I
Me
love
too.
that because she was excited,
Yeah.
and that just goes to show that hopefully she can do something good for these people who've been without water. So
Yeah.
we'll see, watch KFOR today to see what the update is with Lauren Henry.
Aw, I love it.
Meanwhile, in Norman, a controversial entertainment district
Yes.
has been given the go-ahead in Norman. So this is going to be a new OU basketball arena. Will move forward. A lot of people went to the Supreme Court with these petitions saying, we want to put this to a vote of the people. The Supreme Court rejected it. It will not go to a vote of the people as of right now. They're regrouping now. That group is regrouping. But here's the entertainment district and what this would look like. The reason they were against it is because it included $600,000 of taxpayer dollars in Norman. The city council approved that. So a lot of people are excited about it. A lot of people are not. But OU is definitely excited about it.
Yeah, I think this project was, if I can remember correctly, have been working on it. Some of the city leaders in Norman have been working on it for 6 years, and it's gotten a lot of pushback. So for them,
Right.
they say this is a success for them to finally get the Supreme Court ruling on this decision here. But my thought process is, and it's just me, but if you're going to spend taxpayer dollars and that much taxpayer dollars, I do think the people have the right to have a say-so in where their dollars are being spent. But that's just my personal opinion. Not to say this isn't great. I think it's beautiful. I think it's amazing. And I think it could be very beneficial for the community and the university, obviously. But
Right.
I mean, I want to know where my tax dollars are going. And if I'm upset about it, I feel like I should get a chance to voice my opinions at the ballot box. But
So-
that's just me.
We don't know what, like, it obviously has the renderings, but we don't know fully what's going to go into this entertainment district. Well,
We know that it's going to have a basketball arena.
Okay.
But
fair.
and then there looks like there's some shopping districts,
Restaurant.
I didn't know if they had like a layout of, or like a blueprint of what's supposed to go down in there. I didn't read the rundown, to be honest with you. Though.
Well, for sure, the basketball arena is part of that.
Okay, good.
So, but there's also going to be some retail space, and who knows who could potentially be those clients.
To be quite honest, it could draw more students to OU. So OU's
could.
very excited about it. They said, we move forward purposefully, guided by a shared commitment to smart, responsible growth.
Yeah.
So, so that as of right now, it will move forward.
Like, I think it's a really interesting, like a really nice development as far as their renderings are concerned. But my thought process, like, you know, if they weren't using so much of the tax dollars, I don't even know if it would be really an issue. But like if they had private donors and stuff like that, I don't know if we'd be talking about it like this. But,
Sure. You make a valid point.
Yeah. You know, that's
That's
my
what she
2
does.
cents.
That's just her. That's just
I'm
Adrian.
a
She makes valid
valid
points.
point.
That's what I
That's
do.
my
That's just what she does.
middle name. You know that, right? Adria Valid
VP.
Point.
Adria VP going.
That's right. The VP.
That's funny. Okay, cheapest gas in the U.S. What?
Wait,
in
what?
Oklahoma? What are you talking
What's
about?
going on here?
A gas tracking website says Oklahoma now has the cheapest gas prices in the country. It's an average of $2.31 per gallon. I'm going to have to see proof of that.
Yeah, this video was obviously taken a long
Exactly.
time ago.
Yeah.
but-
Which is over 14% lower than last year.
Wow.
So this is the average of, obviously we're talking about bottom of the barrel
Yeah.
gas. According to the website Zutobi, Zutobi, Oklahoma is slightly cheaper than Arkansas and Kansas, with Hawaii having the highest prices.
Yeah. How much did you pay for your last tank of gas or gallon of gas?
I have to buy premium, so $65 every time.
What do you drive?
An Audi
Okay.
SQ5.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
see,
it's sport. So it
has
goes-
to have specific gasoline.
Yeah, it has to have to, otherwise it'll ping and everything else. So
Yeah, we don't want that.
we don't want the pinging.
No. I drive a modest vehicle. I drive a CRV.
Honda.
Economical.
Which will be my son's when he turns 16, and Mama's going to get a new car.
All right,
But
all right,
until
all right.
then, and my car got caught in that hailstorm that we had like 2 years ago. Literally the month after I paid it off, the hailstorm.
Because that's how everything
That's
works.
how it always works.
So I only got a new car, which actually is used. I bought my car used 2 years ago because my Toyota Highlander radiator just suddenly blew on my way to work. And the gauge, the hot cold gauge is like, woo, 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 like all over the place. I'm like, what's happening? And my, it was going, woo, woo, woo. So I took it and paid $800 to get it repaired, but it already had 130,000 miles on it. So I just sold it to a dealership and used that money as a down payment on my car.
There you go.
So,
well, luckily I don't have to buy premium gas for my car.
yeah,
And
you are.
I'm very lucky because I spend $30 every 2 weeks on gasoline.
Good for you.
I know, and I feel like I'm toting kids around all over the place all the time, but still,
I wish $30.
$30. I honestly, it's very reasonable. It has a really great gas mileage. So,
Oh, okay. That's for some reason I thought you were complaining about it, and I was like, "That's great."
No, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Pay 65.
I had to get gas just the other day. It was $2.24, and it cost,
Really?
yeah.
Where?
It was off of where was I? It was off of Santa Fe in Edmond. It was
Santa Fe
a
and
gas-
Danforth 7-Eleven?
Yeah, it was either the 7-Eleven or the Walmart or wherever it is
Ooh,
over there.
At the Walmarts.
At the Walmart.
Yeah. So I gave up my Toyota Highlander after the radiator blew, and it had so many miles on it anyway, because my kids are older now. I used to tote them around with all their friends, and it was so fun. And we go on family vacations, and I'd take my parents, they'd ride with us. But then it's mainly just me driving to and from work. So I felt like I was driving a boat.
Yeah.
It's so big for just me. So I
Yeah.
downsized.
Yeah, lucky and good for you. I mean, I used to drive a car. I drove a Toyota Camry, and I drove it until I got on. I drove it. It was over 250,000 miles. When I buy a car, I drive it until the wheels fall off.
Right. That's the way it should be.
Yeah, I'm not like I don't need the fanciest, newest model. I'm just like, I'm buying this car, and when it breaks down on me on the side of the road, then I'll get a new one if it's not fixable. But my Camry was not fixable. And Gabby my daughter was about a year and a half, 2 years old. And I told my husband, I said, I have to get a new car because I got in this car to go to an appointment or whatever and got on the interstate. I guess it had like a hole in its oil pan or something. And I
Yeah.
had to go through so much oil. I
Oof.
said, I'm not going to get stranded with my child in a car seat on the side of the road. So that's when I said, that's it. Tomorrow, I'm going to get a new car. And I'm not a big fan of going through the process of having to do.
Girl,
you know,
take me with you next time. I'm a good
okay.
negotiator.
But I would love that because I'm not a fan. And, I'll try to talk them down and I'll try to say, well, what about this? And they're like, nope. And I'm like, okay.
And I'm like, oh, well, let me call your competitor.
right.
hello.
See, you're going with me next
Yeah,
time.
Go to
I will.
Carfax.
Because I just can't. I'm just kind
Yeah.
of like, I know you need to make money too.
Of course they do,
so,
but they mark it way up.
I
You
know.
got to get it. Yes, they need to make a profit to stay in business. Of course,
Sure.
the salesman needs to make a profit too. But come on,
Yeah.
you're the lies is what I don't. Some of them, a lot of them are very, very honest, but
Yeah.
some of them will say, "Oh, we're scratching the bottom of the barrel here."
This is as low as we can
Are
go.
you really? Because online, I can buy the same vehicle for $5,000 cheaper. So-
you are definitely coming with me whenever I have to get a new
Yeah.
car.
Oh, I
so.
will. I will.
Sure, it's a $3,000 bolo tie. What do you mean you're
Yeah.
skipping out on
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take you out to dinner too as a thank you. How about and you can ride in my new car there, and I'll take you out to dinner as a thank you.
Okay, I'm in.
Adrian's little limo that she's got? Just
Yeah.
Her little what?
her limo that
Her
she's
little
driving
limo.
with her?
As long as it has hydraulics.
Yeah, right.
Avon, you have a 2003?
Two. 2002 Chevy Silverado.
Why is your
Nice.
gas so expensive?
It's a 25-gallon tank.
Okay.
yeah.
Dang.
That is a big one.
But you can go forever.
No, I get about 15 miles to a gallon.
That's not terrible. I mean,
Eh.
but I think
I get
don't
12 in the city, 15 on the highway.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Even, yeah, my Highlander was similar.
Yeah. What was your first ever car, Avon?
This was it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
First car ever.
So the car I learned how to drive in was 98 Dodge Ram
Okay.
that my brother had. But then my brother had 3 trucks in his name at the time. Ram decided to go away unexpectedly, to put it politely. Then he had a 77 Ford that was a bad luck car. And by that, I mean it always broke. And then when my grandpa passed away, my uncle gave Anthony this truck that I have. Well, he didn't need it because he bought himself another truck. And so he just gave it to me.
Oh, nice.
So I've had it since I was 16 years old, 15 and a half,
Aw,
really.
Look at you. And it's still plugging along, so there's
Well,
nothing. Well,
We've basically rebuilt it.
oh, okay.
Last November, I had a rod knock in the engine, so we had to replace the engine.
Ah.
It was a remanufactured engine. And we've just basically rebuilt it since. But
Nice.
I mean, there's a lot of memories and history, and it's literally got my grandpa's name etched into the side of it, so I'm not getting rid of that truck.
Yeah,
in the
don't.
paint?
Because it used to be one of his work trucks. And it says Frank's Country. Like, if you were to go up to it, I mean, I could go out there right now, go take a picture of this rusted in little tag that said Frank's Country Inn on the side of it.
Aw.
Country Inn?
Frank's
Frank's
Country Inn. It was
Country
a
Inn.
100 menu item buffet.
That's
Oh,
so
nice.
cool.
That is
Frank's
a great
Country
story.
Inn.
Yep.
That is neat.
What about
That
you,
is-
Heather? What was your first ever car?
98 Ford Tempo, 4-door maroon.
98.
Shawnee, Oklahoma. Yeah.
98.
88.
Okay, I was like 98.
No, yeah, no,
Wow.
88.
Okay.
Ford Tempo. Yeah, I shared
Okay.
it with my sister.
Yeah, Heather
Nice.
walked everywhere before that.
Yeah, right. Yeah. My first car was an 1984 Honda Accord
Mm.
stick shift.
My
Ooh.
second car was a stick shift.
Yeah.
and
So
my
yeah,
third.
my first and second car were stick shifts, and it was many years old already whenever I got it, and I worked to pay. My parents were like, if you want a car, you have to buy it, and so I worked at a restaurant for a long time and raised. Made $2,000 to buy
All
this
right.
1984 Honda Accord. It looked like a boat going down. I mean, not a boat, but it was like a longer, had a big nose
Mhm.
on it, and something was wrong with it because you could hear it from a mile away chugging down the road. It was like, "Grrr," all the way down the road. But it was my first car that I paid for, so I was proud of it until
should
the
be.
transmission went out like a year and a
Right.
half later.
My second car was a Toyota Corolla stick shift, which I bought. And my third car was a Ford Probe GT, which I bought.
Nice.
And all of them used very high mileage.
Yep. Yep.
But I learned how to drive a stick shift that way. And now it's like they're almost obsolete.
Yeah, they don't have them anymore. My second car was also a stick shift, and it was. Do you remember the Toyota Celicas?
Yeah.
I had one of those.
My sister had one of those.
Yeah, they were like sporty and cute, and I thought it was all cool with my sunroof and all that, cruising into the high school parking lot.
Yes. So our number one fan, Amy DeRocher, my college roommate, she had drove this maroon Ford Escort, and she always called it her Lil Lexus.
Oh,
She says with brown paint in the seat and the seat belts stuck. Forgot about that. That was so annoying.
So you've obviously had a few rides with her. in
Oh
that
yeah,
car.
yeah. I got her the license plate that said my Lil Lexus because that's what she called it.
Oh,
So
nice.
her Ford Escort. I remember those days, Amy.
Yeah.
All right, we need to take a break. When we come back, we got a lot to get to, including video of a referee ejecting a fan, and when other fans got angry about that, he injected the entire fan base, the entire side of the basketball court. We'll show you that video, plus a lot more after the break. Okay, we were just talking about vehicles before the break and all the cars that we've had. And I actually have been in several crashes, mainly when I was younger in Shawnee, Oklahoma. And only one of them was my fault, and it involved my car and a curb. The very first day we got my 1988 Ford Tempo. We didn't even own it yet. We took it home back when they used to let you drive it for the weekend to see if you wanted it. And I plowed into a curb on the first day as I'm going uphill with the sun in my face, trying to turn on the radio. I'm going to go pick up my friend.
No.
Boom.
See, Adria, that's why she had that really quick, this Ford Tempo. And then she moved on to
Yeah.
Well, so that was my fault. And then I had a few more crashes after that, but those were not my fault. But it's always such a inconvenience when you have, you have to go through all that. First of all, that Ford Tempo was totaled because of that. It bent the axle. So we had to buy the car from the delership, then get it fixed.
Oh, you're kidding
Talk
me.
about losing
my
interest off
poor
the lot.
parents.
My
Yeah.
goodness.
I can
know.
just hear your dad. He's just.
Here's what happened. So I said, I got home and I was like, I don't know what happened. Like literally I'm 16 and I'm like, I don't know. Something just jumped out and hit me. I truly did not know. So they drove me back out there I showed them where it happened. And there's a whole chunk of the curb missing.
Oh no.
My bad. So anyway, but yeah, anytime you have a crash, what a pain,
Mhm.
to have to go through the collision repairs, blah, blah, blah. Insurance goes up, everything. A man in Bricktown just crashed his truck into the Bricktown Canal.
Oh my goodness.
There it is.
Look at the
So-
ice on the water. too.
Right. No,
And they're
through street.
clearing that out. They're clearing that out. So
Well,
it's
they've
much lower.
started refilling it now.
Yeah, but it's not quite there yet to the top, right? Is it? I don't
No,
think
no.
so.
It's like halfway full.
Yeah.
So they'd spent like over a month trying to clean it out, and they were refilling it. And when officers came up to, his name is Mark Cushman, they said he was trying to reverse. I think it's a little bit too late. But he
Yeah.
crashed into the Bricktown Canal. Fortunately, no one was injured. He came from the truck yard in Bricktown. Have you guys been to the truck yard?
No, but I've heard it's fun. Clearly, it's a little too much fun, but
Yeah.
I've heard it's fun.
Food trucks.
Yeah. Yeah,
Beer
it's a
vendors,
really
so
cool
forth.
place, is what I.
Yeah, I have to. I've never been there. I'm not that cool. I like to stay home, honestly.
Oh, come on.
Truthfully, this happened at 9 p.m. last Friday night. He was still inside with his hands in the air when they walked up to him, and he then gets out of the driver's side door, walks through the icy water before being placed in police custody. Is how that all went down.
Yeah.
So he did refuse to take a sobriety test, according to police, but officers noted he had watery eyes, slurred speech, and an alcoholic odor on him. He does not have any prior DUIs, however.
Yeah, that was
So,
all in the police report. So
Mhm.
thankfully, though, he's okay.
thankfully, no one else was injured,
Right,
too.
right.
Yeah,
No,
because if you're going to plow through, that means you have to cross the crosswalk where the pedestrian walk
Mhm.
before you actually go into the canal. So, yeah, fortunate for everyone involved there. No one was
for
injured.
Sure.
We need to congratulate a canine officer.
No.
Canine Charlie. Yes, more than 150 pounds of meth now off Oklahoma Street.
Thanks to Charlie. Thanks to the sweet puppy dog Charlie, which you're going to see here in a minute. That is a lot.
There's Charlie.
Look at Charlie.
Look how proud he is. Look what I found. This is through the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics. So they're not sharing very much information about
what happened.
Yeah, because obviously they want to keep up with these busts. They don't want to release too much. But
Charlie was proud of what he found.
He was so proud. Wow. That is
So
a
cute.
ton. Think how many people that could kill.
Oh, man.
All that meth with all that fentanyl in it.
Oh, man. That's...
So, question.
Yes.
Who busts more crime, Charlie or Scruff McGruff?
Oh, probably Charlie.
You think?
I mean, yeah.
But McGruff the
Scruff
crime
McGruff?
dog.
Has Scruff McGruff still been active for many years? Because, gosh, that was back when my own childhood.
Yeah, like
I still get emails from him all the time, so I don't really know.
the take a bite out of crime dog.
Yeah.
Yes. So do you remember on the I think he bit the C of crime and there were the teeth marks in it.
Mhm.
The round teeth marks. I always remembered that. But yeah, I'd say Charlie. Because
Yeah.
he's a
Charlie?
real life
He's
dog.
real?
That was blast from the past there. Love
Yeah, how do you even know about that, Avon?
I absorb information that's not necessary for me,
Man.
and then
It must be a guy thing because my husband does the same thing. He
But your
absorbs
husband
all
is
kinds
like our age, not Avon's age.
Right, I know. But I mean, that's impressive. Like I said, impressive that he knows who he even is.
Yeah, is his name Scruff McGuff? What is it again?
Scruff McGruff.
Scruff McGruff. I didn't even remember that. And then as soon as you said it, was like all
The
these
crime
neurons
dog.
reconnected again. And
Take a bite out of crime.
yes, take a bite out of crime. That was cool. What was the other one? Dare to say no to drugs. What were all the sayings? from the
Dare. I
80s?
remember Dare.
Yes. And then
Yeah.
Well, I don't
what to
remember
prevent forest fires? Only you.
Smokey the
can prevent
Bear.
Forest fires.
Prevent forest fires.
Yes.
Shout out Smokey. He's still around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he is.
He's still doing his thing.
Yes.
But it wasn't there like a push to like didn't they like who that campaign they were worried that campaign actually was hurting some of the forestry because of that? That's what I heard something like
Yeah,
that.
that was more recent, was
Yeah.
it not? That was like what, 2015?
Yeah, it was like causing more.
Say that like wasn't 11 years ago.
I'll have
but
to. I know I heard that somewhere. I'll have to go look it up. But so we don't hear from him as much.
no, we don't. But maybe we should.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I haven't even if I knew about it then, I don't remember it. So, but young Avon
Yeah.
remembers everything.
He is so good.
I try.
So,
I try.
You guys are both big sports fans. I believe it or not, at 4'11", I actually played basketball for 1 year,
You played basketball and you were a goalie.
and I was a goalie. Yeah, I stopped when I was 10. But
I'm trying to do the math here. Wait.
when I was 15, I lived in Malaysia, and so I was in a U.S. school there. It was boarding school, and so anyway, my parents were missionaries. So I played on the basketball team for 1 year, and it was great. I mean, I had so much fun. I can't imagine this happening. First of all, we would have probably 70 people total in attendance that would watch our games. But maybe like at least 100 people were kicked out of this hometown basketball game, an entire fan section. It happened in the final seconds of the game in southwest Oklahoma town of Frederick. Austin Brissett takes a look.
Officials ask that the whole side clear.
A high school basketball game between Mangum and Frederick, two rivals in southwest Oklahoma, reaching a tipping point.
So he has kicked out the entire Frederick fans.
An ejection of the entire home side of the gym.
I have never seen this in my 40 years of broadcast.
The kids that are playing now covered their parents' games when they played Austin. It was very unique, and I've never seen a whole side ejected like that.
Chad Fox was the voice on the call for 97.7 KHIM radio that Thursday night.
I don't know what was said, so the official might have been called a few names for a while.
It started here, late in the fourth quarter.
Shot is up, no good, and a whistle and a foul.
And just moments later,
And what do we got here? And so somebody's going to get kicked out.
from there, the game stopped. An administrator announcing the entire side had to leave.
You've got some elderly folks that are going to have to be helped down, as you might be able to see in the video. We have a lady with a young child trying to feed her. So that guy's mad that I'm going to get to stay.
And the game didn't start again until everyone filed out.
Folks, it's just me and this lady here feeding her child. The second free throw is good.
A lot of them just basically went to the lobby and stood at the door and tried to peek in.
You have to do what you have to do to get control.
A referee for 3 decades and News 4 Storm Tracker Corey Inman says he's been in the same situation years ago.
Somebody blurted out a curse word in one specific section and nobody wanted to admit to it. So I just sent, there were 10 or 12 people in that section and I just ejected all of them.
He says fans yelling at referees is all too common now, something administrators and fans themselves need to control.
There's a shortage of officials and a lot of that has to do with parents' behavior. A high school basketball game on a Tuesday night is not Game 7 of the NBA Finals. The officials are there doing the best that they can.
Austin Brissett, Oklahoma's News 4.
Okay, first of all, I have to say, how cool is it to see Corey Inman in that light? Because usually whenever we see him, it's like storm tracking, and he's like,
oh, Mike, there's a tornado behind me, Mike. I think I can.
Things are looking ominous. I see the rear flank downdraft. But so it's neat to see him in that light too.
Yeah.
But he also said that he knows that official who made the ejection, and he's a multi-time state tournament official. So Frederick Schools did release a statement because it was their crowd at their home game that was kicked out. And you heard the first guy say, "I'll leave, but you suck," to the ref. So Frederick says, during a basketball game at Frederick High School, an incident occurred involving an unsportsmanlike exchange between a fan and an official, causing an ejection. And then for whatever reason, probably a few more names were called. The entire side got ejected at their own home game.
This is so funny to me because I participating in sports growing up, being active as a fan, all that other stuff. You don't see this that often.
No, goodness.
It's quite it's unfortunate, but it's quite funny to me.
Yeah, but I will tell you, as a parent who now goes to many middle school basketball games, the ones I've been to are pretty tame, but
spice it up a little bit, Adria. Come on now.
Yeah, but I've also been to a lot of football games, and some of the things the parents say in the stands. Oh, it's gotten out of control. I've heard more curse words from sweet old friend who's watching her son play football than I ever have from. Anyway,
I've heard the exact same thing, and I don't want to give away any teams and any names, but it was bad, and I was just like,
and wow.
I
can understand frustrations, but from my perspective, I'll say to my husband, "Did you see that? Can you believe that?"
Right.
But I would never say, "Hey, Brett," or
"Come on, Bert, run the dang ball."
I would never do that, and the main reason why is because I grew up with a coach as a dad, and so my dad would drilled into me, you don't ever ask to go into play.
Exactly.
You don't ever do this and that. You don't ever yell at the refs. What coach says, goes, and you be respectful to him. And so I've never had that mentality where it would be acceptable to yell at the referees on the field. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, or on the court, but.
Don't backtalk them. Don't touch them. Don't do any of that. Yeah, no.
I mean, I know emotions can get high. I mean, we all said we've seen it. Emotions can get high because, you want your team to win or you want your kid to do well, but just don't yell at them.
I wonder if they would ever sway things your way, a specific ref, if you yelled out, "Woo! You're sure looking good out there, honey. You're doing a great job."
Wow,
I've seen refs like
great
you.
on you.
Yeah, especially after they give your kid a good call, like that was. Yeah. I really like that.
Black and white is your
job
color
on that.
Good call, ref. Good call. Good call. Good call.
Yeah, I mean, we should put that to an experiment. I think that would be fun.
My husband would be like,
"I'm going to leave you guys with that one. I don't know if I can participate."
Yeah,
I don't mean it necessarily flirt, but I just mean,
Oh, you totally did. That was your flirt voice. It was so your flirt voice.
Well,
me, ref.
Anyway.
You look so black and white is your color.
I love what you've done with your hair.
Have you done it in the 3 seconds?
I can just see that referee blushing right now, running back
Probably
up down the court. Be like, Heather Holman just hit
Oh,
on me.
no.
It's like, ma'am, I don't get paid enough for this.
Yeah, no. Heather Holman is harassing me. Get her out of here. Ejected. All right. When we come back, some hairy folks are predicting the Super Bowl. Very hairy people or things. We'll tell you about who they are coming up after this break. Hello, welcome back. The Super Bowl is what everybody's talking about. It's coming up. Coming up.
It's this Sunday right here on News 4.
That's
and
right.
I love the Super Bowl. Like, I love it not just for the football game, but I love it because
The commercials.
it's the commercials.
Do you mind if I plug something real quick?
Yeah.
Yes, she does mind. She said yes. Don't plug it.
Okay, got it. I'll leave it.
No,
I'll leave it
I
alone.
do
Go-
not
go ahead and-
mind. No,
I'll
please
just-
go
I'll
ahead
just-
and cut me off. Go ahead and go ahead with
I'll
your.
just- I'll sleep.
No, I'm kidding.
Aiden, what you got?
Yeah, so we are having a big Super Bowl watch party here at KFOR Plus and on RCTV and a bunch of other channels. We will be having a live vlog talking about the plays, talking about the halftime performances.
Wow, are
all
you
that other
involved in
stuff.
this?
I am involved in this. The whole CTV crew is.
Oh, that's
So
right.
if
I
you guys want
remember
to come in, pop in.
on a Sunday.
Yeah.
I'll be
Skip
watching
the
from
Super
home.
Bowl?
Okay, fair enough. Honestly, that's fair. But yes, we will be here. We'll be live. We'll be doing the
That's
whole
cool. That's
shebang.
awesome.
That is
Good
cool.
for you, Ava.
That is super,
Doing the
super
whole
cool.
shebang. So I just thought I'd plug it in real quick.
So
viewers
if
know.
you're watching right now, make sure you tune in Sunday. What time are you starting? 5:30?
Yeah, probably. I'll probably be here before that, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay, predictions, guys.
I'm calling for the Seahawks
Same.
on this one.
I am. Are we going score yet, or are we? Because I might change my answer by the time Sunday hits.
Yeah,
So you want?
go
You
ahead.
want? You want? Okay.
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 I didn't know we were. Seahawks 38, Patriots 21.
Okay.
38-21. Adria, what you think?
I'm gonna go 28-21. I think it's gonna be a little closer.
Fair enough. I just think if the Patriots play the same way they played against the Broncos, they're gonna get mollywopped.
Yeah, and the Seahawks have proven they can put up points.
Yeah, they've been projected to be one of the top defenses in history as of this moment.
Yeah, I think the spread's like almost 5 now, 4.5, I think.
Really, that
Yeah.
much? Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
What about you, little lady?
Okay. I will go 35 Seahawks to 21.
Oh, so you're
I thought-
picking the
I thought you
Seahawks
were
and
whatever
Patriots.
Adrian wasn't.
Okay.
No, well, I'm rooting for the Patriots just for
Okay.
the sake of rooting for them because everybody loves
but
the
you don't think
Seahawks.
they're gonna
Oh,
win.
I don't care. I honestly couldn't care less. It's just fun to watch.
Yes.
And the commercials, and it's just
The
fun to get
food,
together.
You know,
Yes.
the being around people, the socializing, the food, the laughing at the commercials. Although commercials have not been near as good.
Yeah, 2012 through 2019 was peak commercials in my opinion.
Oh, I don't know. You haven't seen some of the Pepsi commercials from back in the day.
Or Budweiser. Remember the frogs?
Budweiser.
The Budweiser
Okay,
frogs?
I was like 4 when the Budweiser frogs was.
I know,
like
but
prevalent.
those were super good.
Because that was such high tech graphics at the time,
Yeah.
too.
And they didn't spoil it and let you know what the commercials were like a week in advance on
True.
social media
That's
because
fair.
it wasn't around.
fair.
So
Like
You know.
we've already talked about one on this show with Guy Fieri, the
Yes.
The Bosch
the
commercial.
chef.
where he looks insanely crazy.
They made him into a normal guy. He's called Normal Guy is part of the commercial. So he goes from his bleached tips and his crazy clothes, eccentric clothes, I should say,
Yeah.
to like a button-up plaid shirt and brown combed over hair.
Probably got a
It
really
was-
nice pocket
See,
square.
I think they need to make it to where like they won't release any of that ahead of time.
Yeah.
Because when you see it, when you go have a Super Bowl and you see it, and you're like, oh well, I saw that on social media. So that was not a really shocking moment for me anymore. Because the first time I saw it on social media, I was like, oh my gosh, look at him! This is
I know.
insane.
Yeah.
I wish that we could see it for the first time in those commercials.
Well, a lot of people haven't seen it. And I will say that his wife said she didn't recognize him on the set of that commercial. So it's going to be cool. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm excited for all the commercials that we'll have at least. Hopefully we got some good ones this year.
Yeah.
Usually there's one or two that really stand out, you know.
Yeah, there are.
There are animals every year that predict who will win the Super Bowl. At zoos across the country, they're putting their best guesses to work. In fact, Blank Park Zoo in Iowa has an 80% success rate in guessing the winner. And so these are lions, Deuce and Zarina, and trying to make their best Super Bowl picks. Deuce.
Wasn't very
he wasn't. Yeah, he was like, the females do all the hunting, you do the work, you do the guessing. I don't care. I'm out.
You do all the work, ladies.
And Zarina eventually decided to pick Seahawks, and this tarantula in Chicago, her name's Charlotte, also predicted the Seahawks. Look at that.
You know what's an interesting fact about Charlotte?
What's
that last year she predicted the winner of the Super Bowl. So she has a good success rate as well.
Wow.
So she's picking the Seahawks.
Yeah. Imagine all the illegal sports betting sites right now.
Yeah. We were talking about that earlier this morning. Like, don't put all your bets on the animals and their predictions if you're going to go to the sports betting sites. And, it's like $1 billion industry just for the Super Bowl alone. It's
wow.
just crazy.
Yeah. Imagine the sports books in Vegas right now.
Man.
Or next weekend. But yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be a fun game to watch. Miss Charlotte there. I love that name, Charlotte's Web. That's cute.
It's cute.
Yeah.
Did I tell you a story about my tarantula that I came across once?
No.
No, I haven't, but I'm going to tell you. I was playing co-ed softball right after I got out of college, playing on a co-ed softball team in Fort Smith, Arkansas. And we had like this tournament, and I ran into the bathroom in between a game, and I was coming out of the bathroom, was washing my hands, turned on the faucet, and out of the faucet crawled this huge tarantula.
No way.
And I go,
it's like a nightmare.
it was such a nightmare. I had like soap all over my hands, and I was like,
oh no.
I mean, it was the biggest scream I had ever let out. It was blood curdling. And I just took off running out of there. So I was like looking back while I was running to the
Like it's
field.
going to fly and stick to your head. Like,
It freaked me out.
So how did you wash the soap off your hands?
I had a water bottle when I got in there. I was like squeezing on my hands and like, yeah.
I can't believe it crawled out of the faucet.
Yeah, and it was kind of like an older bathroom. It was a place called Ben Guerin Park, and the bathrooms need to be updated. But it was like an older, bathroom, and it was kind of like rusty on some of the, the door handles. So it's like
I would have paid folding money to see you scream.
oh
like
my
that.
gosh,
I mean,
Heather! Because I was like, and my hands were all the way down in the sink.
No.
So it was like hand here, tarantula here, as it was crawling up, and I was like, ah! It was so freaky. Oh, that's the
Oh
closest
my
I've ever
gosh.
been. I mean, because I know tarantulas typically are not that mean, but
Yeah,
no,
all they'll do
not-
is just flick their like little body hairs at you, so that you
I
edge you
don't
off.
care, Avon. I don't care.
My brother had one as a pet, and I
Rose
would
hair?
never
Yeah.
hold it.
Really?
I couldn't, because she would clean her fangs. She would go like this, and they're huge.
You know,
I was like, I am not, no way. She never ever bit anybody or anything.
Yeah.
He loved
they're
her.
very tame. They are very.
Still though,
They
it's
keep
like,
frogs as pets. I mean, what more is there to love?
That's right. They
They keep
do.
little tiny frogs as pets.
Isn't that cute? And they also create a little front garden out of their holes to
Mhm.
invite all of the bugs to join in.
come on in here. I won't hurt you at all. I swear.
I got some candy.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go do a two shot.
That's funny. Okay, when we come back, we're going to get to Michelangelo's The Last Judgment. We're going to tell you what's happening with that in the Sistine Chapel. Also, Death Valley, one of their landmarks, is finally reopening after, shockingly, a flash flood went through Death Valley. It's a castle. We're going to go inside a castle in Death Valley. We're going to be back right after this with much more. So, I've been to New York City twice. Both times I went, the Statue of Liberty was shut down. And that was the main
Oh,
thing I wanted to see. First, it was due to, after the 9/11 attacks. And the second time, it was due for whatever. They're cleaning it, whatever, renovating it. And I was like, man, And so, anyway, when you go somewhere, like Chicago, I went to Chicago. The Bean, the famous Bean,
It's beautiful.
Didn't get to see it.
Oh,
Scaffolding all the way around it. They were redoing it. Dang it.
Girl.
I know. I'm just bad luck, I guess, or I make my vacations at the worst
Remind me
time.
not to travel with Heather.
Yeah. You know what? When
I want to go sightseeing.
you talked about going to New York, I went to New York a couple of times too, and one of the last times I went was with my sister, and we got on the metro to get to or the subway is what they call it there, to get to another place, and we were like, okay, we need to go here to this stop, and then we need to go to this stop, and then we need to go to okay, we finally made it to the stop, and we walked up through the subway. We literally were standing in the same place where we got on the subway.
Oh, wow.
And my sister and I were like, we just wasted an hour and came right back out the same spot. So it was funny. We laughed.
What's that movie that's like, well, it's kind of like Blair Witch Project, I guess, where you just walk in circles, you end up in the same place.
Yeah.
Can't escape it.
Yeah.
But I did see the Mona Lisa that was there when I was at the Louvre. And then I got to go up in the Arch in St. Louis. So, I'm like half and half.
Yeah.
But how disappointed? Yeah. If you go to Italy, how disappointed would you be in the Sistine Chapel? You go to see Michelangelo's work of the Last Judgment on the ceiling, and they're scaffolding because it's being cleaned.
That'd be such a bummer.
Bummer. Here's what it looks like when it's not being cleaned. Stunning,
it's gorgeous,
glorious picture of painting of heaven and hell, the Last Judgment. And so at the Sistine Chapel, it will remain open to visitors during this 3-month cleaning. But the Vatican Museum said in a statement on Monday that the scaffolding will partially obstruct the view of the fresco. What they're doing is, here's what it's called. Their cleaning will remove microparticle buildup on the plaster from so many people visiting each day.
Wow.
So we just emit these particles from human
all the
skin, dead
spittle.
skin cell. Yeah. Spit in the air.
Ugh.
Dust.
Whenever we went to Paris, my mom and I went to Paris, and that was literally the week after the Notre Dame burn.
You are kidding me.
I kid you not.
You want to hear a funny story about
had
that?
plans. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
No, you finish.
No, you go ahead. I don't want to.
Do you know my story?
I think I might.
Okay, so I went to Paris with my boyfriend in the year 2002. And I just knew he was going to propose to me on top of the Eiffel Tower. Duh. I mean, like, where else would, we went to France. Obviously, he's going to propose. We'd been together 2 years. So on day one, he says, it was my birthday, day one. He goes, I want to go to Notre Dame. And I was like, I thought he was going to ask me on my birthday to marry him at the top of the Eiffel Tower. He wanted to go the next day. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So we go to Notre Dame. He proposes to me in Notre Dame, coolest proposal ever, and says, I just wanted to ask you before God if you would be my wife. And I was like, it was far better than anything I'd possibly imagined. Then when we ended up getting divorced 15 years later, but when the cathedral burned up and I was watching it live as it happened, and then the spires fell, and I was like, it goes up in flames just like my marriage. But that's what needed to happen with that marriage. But I did get to see that. It wasn't closed when I was there. So sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're good.
Finish your story.
No, we had made this plans to go for a very long time because my mom, she was a French major in college before she left college and got married to my dad because he was leaving, he was graduating. So she never got to finish school, but she wanted to be a French teacher and she loved French and she could speak it so well. That was many years ago. She's not as good as what she used to be, but she'd never been to France and had always wanted to go to France. And so my sister and her daughter, my niece Delaney, they were actually supposed to go to Paris for a photo shoot. They'd been selected to be part of this photo shoot with a photographer. So we were all going to go together, but didn't end up going together. Instead, my mom and I went like a month beforehand, and my sister went with her daughter that later. So I took my mom to Paris to see the Eiffel Tower and to see all that because she'd never been there to France before. And as soon as we saw the Eiffel Tower, she just starts bawling. It was so beautiful, and she wanted to see it all her life. And then, but the week before we were set to leave, we both called each other, are you seeing what's happening at the Notre Dame?
It's terrible.
Because we wanted to go visit it, and
it was
see
beautiful.
Everything. And there was also a lot of Yellow Jacket protests while we were there. It shut down the subway, and we had to walk. We were 5 miles away from our hotel, and all the yellow vests, protests shut everything down. And I told my mom, I said, we can't get an Uber because Uber can't cross the bridge to get to us. We can't use the subway. So I have an idea. And I said, it's almost happy hour time. So let's walk as far as we can and stop into a restaurant or a bar and have a drink and relax and enjoy ourselves. And then we'll get up and we'll walk as far as we want to and stop in another bar and have a drink. And that's how we made it back. After 5 miles, we just walked the whole thing, which is.
And you probably ended up laughing your heads off.
We had so much fun. It was
Yeah.
the best way to see Paris.
That's
it was
so
amazing.
cool. I thought you were going to say you decided to swim across the Seine River.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's so fun. Good for
Yeah,
you
it
for
was
making
really
the
cool.
most of it. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So another landmark we're talking about is in Death Valley. The Scotty's Castle. It's a 1920s vacation home. Was done for when this is in the desert in California. We're talking about Death Valley. So when a flash flood came through, and that's what happens in the deserts, the ground can't absorb all of the water that rushes down from the mountaintops. I've been to Death Valley a few times back when I lived in Las Vegas, and it is hot for sure. There are a few structures there that have been completely abandoned, but do we have an image of it? Image number 2 that we can show? I think I've been here before. It's Scotty's Castle, vacation home for a millionaire in the 1920s, and the domain of a famous con man. And listen to this. It closed after the flash flood, and after 10 years of repairs now, it's opening up for limited
nice.
tours. It's nestled into a desert hillside, and it tells the perfect Wild West story. Listen, of a cunning cowboy, a search for gold, a shootout with bandits, and friendship. And it is a great tale, even if some of it was made up.
Isn't that how most stories go?
What are we looking at? What is that exactly? You guys know?
So this is the guy himself. This is Scott. William
Walter
Scott. Yes, Death Valley Scotty, as they call him. It's a picture of him in there. Like, this is in the castle. It's a picture of him in there.
It almost looks like it caught
nice.
fire.
It's like, is that glass?
I don't know.
It looks like that might be a window, and maybe the film on the top is like crinkling up or something. I don't know.
So this guy here, Walter Scott, he was a con man nicknamed Death Valley Scotty and a former writer for the Buffalo Bill Wild West show. Took up gold prospecting, convincing people to invest in a fictional gold mine in Death Valley where he thought none of his investors would dare to visit. He struck the mother lode when he met Albert Johnson, who made his money in mines and health insurance, and he invested in the mine but traveled to Death Valley to see where his money was going.
Uh-oh.
Scott tried to scare the man off by staging a gunfight with bandits.
This guy's a character.
And then Johnson realized it was a scam, but he didn't mind. He found the dry desert air good for his health, and he enjoyed the adventure. He brought his wife, Bessie, and they became friends with Scott. So
wow,
that's how it all
lucky
went down.
Scott, because if somebody took my money like that, it wouldn't be like, oh, well, no problem. Let's become friends. You know?
So he got off scot-free.
He got off scot-free.
Oh, ha, ha.
So good. So
Yeah,
good.
that's funny. Okay, dog handlers are explaining how the Westminster Dog Show works. This is interesting to me. I love the dog. Do you watch
I
it?
love the dog show
Yes.
too.
I'm always interested
We'll
to see
always
which
turn it
breed
on.
will win, this year.
Did you see who won?
No, who was it?
It was a Doberman.
Really?
I believe. A Doberman. At least that's what I saw on social media. So I didn't double check it, but I think a Doberman won this year.
And I love seeing the agility course also. That's just so fascinating to
I
me.
wish I had a dog that could do that. Wouldn't that be fun?
Have you seen the one where the man throws the frisbee all the length of a football field? And his Aussie, I think it's an Aussie, it looks
Yeah.
like one, darts down the field and grabs the frisbee at the very end. Perfect timing. It was timed out perfectly.
Yeah, they're so amazing.
They really
they
are.
spend a lot of time training those dogs too.
Yes.
Long time.
So they have to run this convoluted obstacle course in front of a crowd. So the dogs have to be okay with people, and they have to have enough focus to avoid wrong turns, enough precision to ensure their feet touch certain spots, and enough speed to beat dozens of rivals, canine rivals. So how did the dogs in Saturday's Westminster Kennel Club agility competition do it? Last year's winning handler, Emily Clareman, who we see there, says the key is teamwork between the dogs and the handlers. And this year, the agility competition kicked off at the Westminster's Storied Club's milestone 150th dog show.
So I was best in show is the pincher. Penny the pincher. Penny the Doberman.
Penny Pincher.
Penny the Doberman pincher wins best in show at the 2026 Westminster Dog
Okay.
Show. I would be interested to see if Penny can be agile like those other dogs, but Penny is pretty. Let's see if I can pull up a picture.
So do you think she costs a pretty penny?
She probably costs you got
I'm all avened up today.
You are.
Yeah,
My phone
Avon's
doesn't
normally the
wanna work.
cheesy dad joke guy.
Here we go. There's Penny right there. Let's see if I can show you a picture of Penny. Oh,
That's just a
I just
body.
got the behind there. The behind. That's
Cute.
Penny right there. So,
All right. Well, good for her.
Yeah.
Good for Penny. Okay. What is the point of view of a bear? What? Here we go. Researchers at Washington State University and the Alaska Department of Fish and Game are using collar cams. How cool is this? To study a remote population of grizzly bears on Alaska's North Slope. So this is their point of view. I mean, first of all, how did they get that on? That was a nice meal.
Yeah.
How did they get those on the bears is what I want to know.
they probably shot them with a tranquilizer and then stuck them with a thing around their neck.
Well, what they're saying is that 12 bears have been equipped with cameras capturing their daily activities like playing, hunting, and foraging and
Eating some berries.
and brutalizing the animals that they slaughter. But caribou carcasses, that's what we were looking at. They hunt the calves. It's sad.
I know.
And then they later shift to the berries and the vegetation. But they're Arctic grizzlies, smaller than their salmon-fed counterparts. You know, when we always have Fat Bear Week, smaller than them. But it's trying to understand, the study is the diet and survival strategies with plans to expand the research to 36 bears over the next 2 years. I think you're right. They probably aim a tranquilizer gun at them
Yeah.
to be able to do that.
Wait till they playing in the snow.
Is it scratching its face?
It looks like it's scratching its neck or something with his hind end high in the air. And they're playing right there too. Cutie pies.
But you do have to wonder how they survive in the Arctic because, I mean, that's obviously one way, and berries and so forth. But you see polar bears every year getting skinnier and skinnier. They talk about that, you know, finding problems with food.
Making it harder to find food. Those seals. They aim for those seals.
And that's sad too.
I know.
I hate that we have to have the food chain, but it's
I know,
just
the
part
circle of life.
I know. It's
Yeah.
so sad because you see the seals, like, you know, there's an ice chunk in the ocean and a seal will be on it and there will be orcas working together to get the seal off, you know, and the 3 orcas together create a wave and it makes this ice go like this. The seal falls off. Done
for.
But yeah, I hate that. I mean, that's an awful way to go.
I know. Poor babies. All right, let's talk about today's bizarre holidays.
Let's do it.
We've got Creative Vacuum Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Facebook's birthday.
Global School Play Day.
National Girls and Women in Sports Day.
Yay.
Yeah.
National Homemade Soup Day. That sounds good.
What about a National Stuffed Mushroom Day?
Love
How
it.
about National Sweater Day?
Oh, yeah. You're decked out. National Thank a Mail Carrier Day. That's not bizarre. We should do that all the time.
Yes, that's right.
Quacker Day.
And World Read Aloud Day. I can get on board with that.
Yeah. We do on the show all the time.
That's right.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We really appreciate it. We hope you'll come back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Have a great day.